Your turn to ban. 5 seconds remaining.
And just like that, we're back after a very short break. Trent, it is all going to happen again. Should we do the whole thing again?
No, not that. Not all
not
that
that whole thing.
Welcome to episode 2 of Chuck and the Canuck. I'm the Canuck. He's Chuck. So here we. You don't want to be Chuck. Chuck sounds good.
Chuck is good.
Yeah,
I like it. It also rhymes with Canuck.
Yeah. So that was pretty fast.
Does that mean Canadian?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. We have all the lobby issues sorted out. All the players are back in it. I believe the game is going to start. We're going to knock on some wood to make sure that happens. But besides that, Mr. Trentster.
Yes.
We're actually... Oh, no. I joined the wrong one. There you go. Here, you ready? We're back in it.
Jeez. Taking them away.
I'm like causing problems right as it's about to happen. The other thing is we just asked the makeup ladies if they could come by and touch us up. And right as the stuff happened, we went live. So apologies, you wonderful people out there that are making our lives easier.
And now look how horrendous you look. Wow. Clearly he needed some help.
True.
You guys will just have to deal with this right now, like I do, all day.
It's a rough life for us.
Yes. So coordinator issues fixed. Big thumbs up. Players coming back to the lobby. Us going to start some Dota 2. We're all just going to hope for the best. I see the mainstream's back on too. They're all talking. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Some casters made a request actually to try, and this is a leak by the way, so don't tell anyone. I'm leaking.
No leaks.
Some people wanted to go back to filling.
Prepare for battle.
But I won't name who.
We got a coin toss though.
They have a great podcast though.
That's really good.
To the
Oh, give us the priority. Dota stuff. All right,
There it is.
what do we got?
First priority was OG. They won the coin toss. Second priority Alliance. So they take second pick on OG.
I love
Very interesting.
I love second pick. Second pick is so good now. For the longest time, second pick felt kind of bad. And Alliance chose Radiant before we forget. So second pick OG, first choice, and Alliance took Radiant. So basically, well, first let's just talk about what that means. Because maybe you're not a huge Dota nerd. Maybe you don't watch all the games all the time. And
First of all,
frankly,
there is a draft section that happens in Dota 2
Okay, stop.
where you choose which heroes you want to play.
All right, they're not that new. All right. So one thing that we don't talk about a lot on broadcast, and this is because we don't actually get this information all the time, is who won the coin flip and what they took.
Right.
That's not something that's actually like parsed in the data in terms of like that Dota or Dota buff or anything. So sometimes it can be hard to go back and be exactly sure, like, oh, did they want Radiant this whole tournament, or is that just did they just lose a bunch of coin flips? Like,
exactly.
You know, so.
Or was it like the other team always chose Radiant or something?
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice to get this information, and you want to start tracking patterns amongst these teams, because some teams like to play on one side more than the other, even if one side seems to be more in the meta. Because that tends to be what happens. It's like, oh, Radiant's just better because like the jungle's better right now. It feels like I can stack my Ancients a little bit easier, and then I get to play in the Dire jungle in the second half of the game, and that feels nice. Maybe we control Roche, blah blah blah. And then patches change, which of these sides feel good. And of course, the big thing is that we very recently had a change to draft order. And second pick feels so much better now. So in the past, the problem with second pick is that the last pick was like, basically you wasted so much of your draft time for that last pick.
Yes.
And that had to be this huge gotcha. And it feels like over the years we've moved more and more to a flexible style of drafting where there's way more heroes that can go from this role to that role. And it's not as punishing to the team who has the 9th pick, because they, sure, they get some gotcha 10th pick, you just shift stuff around and make things work. It has to be like a brute or like a meme to make a good mistake.
And again, for those that maybe are tuning in for the first time from another game, or maybe just coming back to Dota after a long time, because that's what we do with Dota occasionally. TI is this big, huge thing.
It's for life, though.
Right, it really is. You can never fully get away from it, try as you might. But the thing about it really is that, like, you end up with a lot of similar types of heroes, it feels like, where you're like, okay, I'm going to exploit this laning matchup. I think the lane is going to go this particular way. Or I'm going to counter, be like, for instance, a Storm Spirit or a Zeus against a Tinker in its most like simplistic form, where you're picking this hero that's like a counter for them throughout the whole game. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Second pick is going to be going the way of OG, but we have a draft now, which we can get into. So I'm sorry that you no longer get to look at us.
I know.
Finally, we're going to have to watch some Dota.
Yes.
So we will be able to get into that now.
It was about even, though, to be fair, right? I mean, you got about an hour of us.
Exactly.
And now you'll get, hopefully, about an hour of a game. I could go for an hour long with draft. That's a pretty good length of a game, I would say.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I would be absolutely down for that. And I think that that's something that's going to be interesting to watch too, is what happens
Since you
in
command.
games, because you end up with situations where like maybe a certain strategy, you end up with like, you know, a Chen or a Lycan or something like that that can start pushing down towers really quickly. And whoa, look at that! Right out of the bat, we've got ourselves a Chen band as well as a Tiny. That's my pick for most banned hero in the entire tournament.
What did I tell you they do with Chen? What did I say?
Yeah,
I said they banned it first.
that's what they do.
And here we are. It's happened already. Oh, the most banned starts, guys. It's already solid. Monkey King and Tiny.
Well, we're going to have to see indeed what happens here as they're spamming out some voice lines as well. Monkey King, I'm surprised that that one's banned, I guess. You're talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, I think coming into the tournament, there's this idea of like, you know, the Monkey King, Tiny, they're going to be the two big heroes. I feel like we had this discussion last night of who we thought would be the most banned and the most picked between Tiny and Monkey King. I think you went Monkey King and I went Tiny. So we're going to have to be paying attention here to see who's going to be the most banned.
Absolutely. And Io banned out, so we were talking about that one as well. That means Dawnbreakers potentially, are we going to see it?
That was banned by OG as well, which I think is kind of surprising. So Alliance have first pick, but OG have the 2-3. So this is why I personally like second pick so much, and why it's going to matter a lot in this TI is because now it feels like you get 2 opportunities at the end of the game to counterpick. It feels amazing, right? You just get to look, counterpick as the last 2 picks in the end, and a hero who has been shot off to the side for so long, Earthshaker, this whole DPC, pretty much 2 seasons. Oh, speaking of which, now we have 2 heroes that everyone says, you know, around TI time, though, they're going to come back. Rubik and Earthshaker getting substantial buffs in the more recent patches, and also just absolute placeholder heroes at TI. These guys, they want an Aegis, you know?
It really is true. Like, there's just something about TI time when you pick these giant AoE heroes that, like, can completely turn around a game. They punish mistakes is what it's really about, it feels like.
Just give me Shadow Fiend and I have, like, my 4 favorite heroes to watch right now.
Right,
like,
literally.
seriously. This is amazing.
All right. So against the Tidehunter, you're thinking about Disruptor potentially. You're thinking about these heroes that can mitigate the presence of a Tidehunter. But at the same time, this hero's kind of inhabited different roles. Like I remember leading up to this, we were watching some of the pub games and we saw like a Satanic Tidehunter. These others like very strange combinations. We'll see how it ends up going if OG decide to run for sort of like a more group up and fight around this Tide, or if they want to like how they want to play it. Whoa, hello, Queen of Pain.
Okay, so this comes back to the discussion of second pick, I would say, because this idea of like your last 2 picks are both getting counterpicked as Alliance, right? So you have to pick, they get to pick. You have to pick again, OG get to pick. And so taking your mid and taking a stronger mid hero, at least potential for mid, because Queen of Pain definitely has some flex right now, I think is better when you're first pick.
Where do you see the potential for flex for Queen of Pain?
I think it could be a position 4, position 5, or a mid. Maybe even position 3. I think she has a lot of places she can go right now. I would say she is best and mid, and probably 4. So it's more likely going to be a mid in this case. But I think she can go like pretty much all the roles but 1 right now.
You don't think 1 would work? I remember back in the day, it was like the old like AC builds that you would get.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean anything can work.
That's true.
As someone once said.
That's true. I think it's going to be really interesting because, like you said, that you have multiple different bands that you can now take out of the pool to take co-op's really bad matchups out of there. And look at this OG taking a really long time with this next round of bans. What are they thinking right now? What do you think is going through their heads that's making them so concerned about the heroes they have to ban out in this second phase? Like, are you thinking about banning out? I don't know. Snapfire. That's not what I was expecting. That's really weird. That's such a weird pick or decision to ban.
Yeah, I mean, good hero for sure. It has some flex in terms of the roles we kind of discussed in our earlier podcast here. Right? We still like the hero. She's definitely been nerfed since she's been introduced, and feels like she's getting weaker and weaker. She has like certain counter picks that I guess is where I would probably start thinking is the heroes like Phoenix specifically, but I don't think you would just ban Snap right that if you like that. That just says, hey, we'd love a Phoenix to me. Maybe like an Undying 2 could be a potential 5.
I would feel like Alliance would want to take out a Puck here on the last round of bans also. That one of those traditionals really devastating answers for Queen of Pain in the mid lane. I mean, granted, you can go for a different build or you can go for the screams instead of the daggers. But it's interesting, right? Because in a way, it feels like we're not really thinking about the lanes that much right now for Alliance. So like, these are the heroes that we want, and we're going to just put them wherever is going to suit them best.
Well, what's important about that is that they've already sort of saved 2 lanes, because they're taking the Queen of Pain, who, with the addition to now gaining health when she uses her dagger, has made her a better laner overall. And she was already a fairly strong hero. Even in like her worst shape, she's a pretty good laner. So you've got that to help safe hold the mid lane, other than like the really bad counter picks, like you mentioned, like maybe a Viper or a Puck or something. And then you have Earthshaker, who also can just like hold back the wave by fishing, which can save a lot of different offlane heroes too. But position 3 Earthshaker is also gaining a ton of steam right now, so this could also be a core shaker.
I mean, the thing about it though is that like we're talking all this stuff that's cool about the Alliance draft. It is weird. And from OG, you have like a very just stout combination. You have a Tidehunter. This is a hero that you want in these types of like big, meaningful games that can just sort of either stay strong in a lane or be that thing that turns around a fight. And he's so versatile. And then, of course, Rubik is just a very nice answer to Earthshaker at any time and being able to steal Fissure. It's good stuff.
Death Prophet, another hero that's gotten some bans and a little bit of tweaks lately. Wasn't seen a lot this year, so you need a little bit of love. But one of the poster heroes in terms of some of these fresh new Immortals, which you guys can get just by watching on Twitch.
Nice.
It's Legion. I think hers is my favorite. It looks really good.
I haven't
with
seen
the gold.
It yet.
That's quality.
Legion Commander. I mean, this hero is kind of interesting. I mean, you so you got the big buff that happened with the level 10 talent where you get the 250 range. Obviously, hard to spell is really nice. A very strong laner, but in a way kind of overlaps with the Tidehunter in terms of where the most normal position is that we see from them.
It is kind of cool because, like, if the queen goes, let's say, Orchid or something, then there's now pressure for you to go onto the Legion, right? Or else she's just going to debuff them. You have the potential for this to be a support Legion or a core Legion, much like the Tide. Could be support Tide or core Tide. So really the only... I guess Rubik's not even technically locked in, right? This could be like a 4 or a 5 Rubik, theoretically.
Yeah.
So
Undying gets taken now from Alliance, and immediately afterwards into a Morphlane. Okay, very interesting. Obviously, Undying position 3 was a big thing, but now with the Morphlane, you would kind of imagine that this is going to be a 5 Undying with a Morph in position 1. And this draft starts to feel like it's taking a little bit more shape now.
what's really good about what they just did there, too, is that that double pick quick in a row.
Right, of course.
And
All right.
Ancient Apparition. So this is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Second pick. All right.
So we are going to real quickly come on back to us for just a moment here.
Yep.
As we are getting ready to go into this game, but just making sure that all the audio is absolutely perfect and there's no issues at all going on for you fine folks out there. And just like that, like it's the magic of production, our wonderful people here that are taking care of business. We're going to head on back into the game now.
Perfect. And you didn't miss anything except a Sven ban. It just happened, like right there. Okay, so, yeah. So this is why I love second pick. They pick Morph, you pick AA, and then just snap pick, right from OG. They're putting the pressure back on Alliance now. And what was good, OG spent a lot of that time deciding on that like snap ban, but they clearly decided like all 3 bans they wanted there, or at least some concept of ideas, because then they went through the other bans pretty fast. Right. And then now they have a lot of time for now their final 10th pick, which is, even in the old days of 10th pick, you always want a lot of time there, of course, to discuss all your flexibility and everything. So I'm definitely liking what they have. Alliance, Morphling, combos. We got the Shaker, number 1. The other big one, the Dark Willow, of course.
Yep. I wonder if you even need to do that. It feels like there's some value that gets lost when you're picking a Willow and you already have a Shaker, because like, you can't morph into both of them, right?
No, I would agree. Just, it is pretty nasty.
So to be honest, like I really like the idea of just sort of putting this game into Nico's baby's hands in a lot of way with having that morph shaker. But then of course you've got the like really strong answer from OG now with like having Legion and AA and then also potentially Tidehunter. Like there's a lot of ways to catch this morph. I wonder if you're even going to need to go for a Lincoln's build. So, like sometimes that starts to feel a little bit like meh. as a Morph nowadays. You love to be able to play more greedy, but you might need to in this matchup.
Morph's got a lot of items that you
10
want now, too,
seconds
right?
remaining.
Yeah.
I mean, we get Falcon Blades popping off. You know, you never know who you want to throw that thing on. Okay, maybe not
5
Morphling.
seconds
It's on the stats.
remaining.
But, you know, every other carry, you can buy Falcon Blade. Or maybe one, maybe two. And that could be an idea here, right? Theoretically, they could even go back, grab a carry, and put this in the mid lane, even for lane. But if they feel like some teams would maybe feel like this Morphling is going to have such a rough time that maybe wants to be more of like an active hero rather than the anchor of the team, that like in the end, this is the person who's supposed to like knock down and win this game. That can be a bit scary when you're playing against Legion, Ravage, and Ancient Apparition as a Morphling.
That's true, and so much disable, and then just that ability that will kill you. And right now for Alliance, no other save that really exists. That Shadow Demon ban, I think, really important. And now they take Alina too. Dude, two of these heroes very fragile.
You mean all three of their cores potentially too?
Yeah.
Well, that was okay. They had
Whoa!
They had a minute left, and they just took that Clinks.
All
And that's a
right.
Thompson Tidehunter.
Okay.
Let's go. We got some Dota too. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Hanskin playing the Queen of Pain now as well. It's looking spicy. To borrow from an absolute legend there, I am super stoked for this game.
Wow. Okay, so instant Sumail Clinks. Clinks, not a hero that I saw popping up on a lot of hero predictions, I wouldn't say.
Previous patch, though, right beforehand, he was all over the place.
You know, I was watching quite a few Sumail games, actually,
Okay.
over the past while. He just kept spamming techies. So I think that, he's really throwing everyone off the trail. He played one Clinks game recently that I can see.
Okay.
So he's mostly been scrimming, that's for sure. I'll let you know, he did lose, but he lost against Thompson, therefore it cancels out.
True.
Because
Was
someone
Thompson
on
playing
OG won.
Tidehunter?
No, he was most of he's playing Dragon Knight, so
Okay.
we're all over the place right now.
Well, they're similar heroes. Well,
Yeah.
not really.
Limp Lena though, that's a game winner. You know,
Mm.
you get off to a good start as Lena. Obviously, she's a little bit of a snowball hero. She likes to catch fire and keep things rolling and burning in her direction. And as mentioned, we also got the Core Shaker. So Morphling Shaker used to be a support Shaker. Now it's Morphling Shaker with a Core Shaker. Maybe you can get a little bit better action together than with the support, right? Because back in the day of Morphling Shaker, one of the issues was that like the Morphling was crazy. It's like bouncing all over the place and killing everyone. But it wasn't until the late game where the support Shaker would also get like an Aghanims, right? And feel like we could do, as I call, the wobble, of course. You know, the infinite stun. You're just blowing up everybody. It feels like you can be 20k behind and still win the game. Much more possible now with the Core Shaker.
That's right. And we've got some wonderful... Oh, there it is. Our boy on the
Prepare
main
for
stage.
battle.
Seb putting out the lines already right at the start. We're getting ready to go into this game number 1. Alliance facing off against OG, the grudge match of all grudge matches. And of course, just getting ready into these groups right from the start. God, the voice lines are going to be great. I remember why I muted some of these players now. But no, definitely not something that you want to do at this point. Already 4 heroes from OG heading into the river. Going to run into Hanskin. Doesn't have anything skilled yet. Might need to go for the blink. They're slowing him down.
I don't think that's worth it. Don't do it.
Yeah, he's just going to try and walk that one off. And it does look like he's going to be able to get out of there in spite of the boots. And now FNG comes over. So the rest of Alliance shows up, not going to back down from the battle. And instead, it's going to be OG that have to. So they drop a ward in the river. This is going to scout out, obviously, runes that can spawn. But they're kind of just bullying him out of this area. OG have full vision. Alliance still trying to force a fight here.
This saves their TI.
Dude, this is the FNG is going to go for the wraparound now. Runs into Seb, looking for the body blocks. Seeing if he can find the chase down there. The fissure blocks off. Not going to be able to get to the roach pit. Can they bring him down? Maybe going to look for a deny on OG. Will they be able to do it? The slow down. They get the deny onto Seb. FNG drops low, but still nobody dead except for Seb, who gets killed by his own team. But this is going to set up for 4 Alliance bounty runes right out of the gate.
Oh, yeah, I think Hanskin's safely going to get there. Maybe he doesn't go for it. He might think that someone's going to be a little closer. It's a race between Sox and Hanskin right now. Oh, he's going.
Oh, yeah, and I don't
Maybe
know
a
if they're going to
deny.
be able to get the deny in time. Yeah, so that's going to be 3 of them there. But, man, what a great way to start this for Alliance.
Aren't you glad he didn't take Blink, guys? This
Yes.
is why at home, please, don't do it. All right, look at that value. Very well done. And heading right back into that top lane. I love what No-Tail's doing right away up here, too. Just popping in the damage, right? This is what you want to do is level 1. With the Ancient Apparition, try and abuse the fact that you have this little bit of extra range on the Chilling Touch.
Mid lane now, we're going to take a look at this one. Thompson going off against Limp, Lina. Obviously nice to be able to get those anchor smash damage reduction hits off whenever possible, but with the long range on Limp, it's not going to be easy. So this will be an interesting one to watch here and see how much damage Limp can really do.
As well as the build that Thompson goes for, too, because you'd expect that you're probably going to be going for, obviously, like a lot of anchor smashes and probably the Kraken Shell so that you can, like, I'm not worried too much about Gush, because I just want to go jungle, right? Like, Tide's an interesting hero because it doesn't matter the number of units in the AoE. Number one, barely takes damage. Number two, does the same damage to everyone with the anchor smash. So you can farm like crazy if the stacks are there, even if stacks have been nerfed. Still worth it.
Something to watch for sure, if you can get those stacks up and eventually take them as well. Up here in the top lane, again, we're going to check this one out. No Tail facing off against Hanskin, and obviously Queen of Pain, like you talked about, with the dagger changes, getting some health back. Always nice to watch for. It feels like there's potential for kill in a lot of these lanes. I'm going to have to be pretty quick on my camera work.
Oh, it is dangerous down bottom. Between like an Undying and a Morphling 2, you can really try and push to the limit, especially if you get level 2 with the Soul Rip on FNG. You might be going for something a little bit crazy.
Yeah, definitely something to watch for.
Sox is trying to sneak around to the back. He's looking to see if he gets a little bit too low with that Fable being available.
Right. Something to watch for. No big mess-ups yet at all. And again, showing some of the powers. No Tail going to drop the flag, give a tip. Starting off TI the way that we would expect from the two-time winners. OG, keeping that pressure on.
Just give him a little wave, yeah, I like that. Maybe we'll get a couple high fives as well
Yeah.
across the teams. You know, some good spirits here.
Well, Limp also going to block out that small camp. So Thompson should be aware that that happened, though, seeing the sentry ward on Limp as he headed over there.
Yeah, and that's a camp where you can't really hide it. You can easily deward that one. There's nothing really sneaky about it.
Oh,
Radiant's
little courier
courier
snipe
has
there.
been
FNG. Not quite keeping track of the route that his courier was taking. Ends up getting punished a little bit, but still doing a good job of enabling this Morphlane to at least have a decent time here. 10-1 so far, and across the board, things looking perfectly fine for Alliance.
Yeah, and that's not just like a lucky thing that Sox gets that courier. The whole time he was trying to position himself in that angle towards FNG. Like, he's hoping that you're going to make that mistake. Because it's something that's so easy. We all do it in our own games. But, like, when you're on the big stage like this, it's something that a lot of pro players honestly still aren't used to doing. It's just like the constant idea of where my courier is right now and not losing it. Because it's very punishing. Not just for yourself, but for your carry, right? Like, you're a 5. You're bringing out regen to keep your Morphling alive. It is crucial that you keep that courier going.
Well, we're going to see, again, FNG as those strength stacks start to dwindle, getting lower and lower without that much of anything, actually. Only a sentry ward to his name. So we'll see what FNG decides to do. This feels like one of those run into the tier 2 towers and die situations.
Nice play by Limp, though.
Yeah.
Comes in and gets that bounty, run right past Thompson. He should just take that small camp, and May doesn't want to reveal that it's stacked up there. Or, sorry, blocked up.
Hanskin there just blinking away from potential danger.
Oh, speaking of FNG's actually diving into the tower. Still no first blood.
Yes.
But yeah, he's just gone. We know that.
Yeah, we knew he was heading.
Didn't get a courier on the way.
Nico baby. Waveforms to the high ground. He's just sitting there with the...
Sir, you're Radiant. Does he know?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's... I mean, he needed to back away, I guess, is the big thing. But that means Seb gets a free lane here for a little while. And looks like he'll be okay. They do still have 2 points in Fade Bolt.
FNG getting the pull off too, using the decay. Okay. Seb's on it though.
Oh, he still
gets right over there.
Yeah, that's gonna be fine.
Man, so much bullying just happening in this bottom lane. Not the the bully of Undying. You kind of expect not able to get there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it's just No Tail and S4 chasing each other through the river. Still no true first blood here at 5 minutes right now.
Dude, what is going on in this game? This is a wild one right now.
You don't lane in the river?
Yeah.
With creeps just battling each other down here?
They're not. You know, good amount of damage there on the top set. And Hanskin goes forward. It's going to be a good amount of damage. See if that one gets Kraken Shell off. Also, I mean, it still has the Fairy Fire too, so it won't be a kill. But you can see right now, Limp is definitely off to a hot start. 31-13 in comparison to the 21-1 for the Tidehunter. I mean, it is type of thing you would expect with a, Lina very strong there, but still, good stuff.
And from all that pressure down bottom, Nico may be hurting, right? He's 10 CS behind the Clinks right now. And they do have level 2 Soul Rip, and you already saw he was morphing down, so FNG could hit him. And there's obviously a lot of value with that, since it is a flat amount of heal. And there you go. Yeah, look at that. juice right back up.
Yeah. Back up to where he used to be. Seb's still having a good time on this Legion commander. So you can see it's sort of like asymmetry in terms of the farm. Like, you know, the Legion commander and the Klink's having a good time. Tidehunter not necessarily having a bad time on Thompson, but behind, definitely. And you can see almost a full level. And in fact, we'll see if Limp decides to go for a play here. It's not easy. Killing a Tide is not a simple affair.
No, and what's going to be interesting is the dynamic between the Tide and the Lina in terms of who's going to be making rotations and moving in this game, right? You're not expecting Tide to be a very mobile hero, whereas Lina's going to try and utilize the lower cooldown, the Laguna Blade, be active, be useful for the squad. But one thing that OG have done is that they're keeping their 5 high in XP. I mean, you look over at FNG, he's on Undying, you're not expecting much. Notail, AA, very greedy hero, and he wants to be ready to combo as soon as possible with the level 6 of the Legion Commander, so he's not trying to shy away from the XP that much.
S4 going to take the long walk again, has boots here, and this is given some room here to Hanskin, who's trying to get up his levels as well. Only level 3 on this Queen of Pain, and tries to get a pull, but Notail is already there to maybe stop it? And it does look like he gets some aggro, so that'll be okay. Again, a little bit of a chase going on here. FNG, they find him off in the trees with Thompson making the rotation and drawing first blood. A quick kill over there without the Ravage.
Yeah, and here I was saying I wasn't too concerned about the Gush, but I mean, with the weakening of the stacks, maybe he just wants to be a little bit more active. 2 points in Gush already, the 2-2-2 build. Not something you really expect from a Tidehunter, but when it's there to help enable the kills, that's absolutely masterful to have. And of course, I really like not getting Ravage early. That is definitely standard,
really?
Right? Because I mean, what are you gonna do? You go Ravage once, maybe get like 1 kill. If you're lucky, 2 that early in the game. The earlier points on like just anchor smash, even like I'd be fine with like a 0-4-4 build or something, right? Okay. But the 2-2-2 is also really cool.
Thompson Classic makes it happen, and we have our first blood already as S4 is going to be bullied back a little bit. Quick push away, another fissure onto 2, but that's going to be the end of the aggression. It looks like, although Sumail already out with that Burning Barrage. And again, if you're coming in from a little break away from Dota, this is what Klinks does now.
He's
He
a
takes
little
a lot
different.
of stacks. Yeah. And look at that, they're building up ancient stacks as well. That's 3 of them right now and 3 on this hard camp. So a nice chunk of change ready for Sumail when he decides to retreat fully back into the jungle.
Yeah, or even Thompson, right? I mean, Tide's very good at farming up the stacks as well. I think the shining spot for Alliance right now, for me, is probably S4, right? He's doing very well to start as an Earthshaker. This is a hero that can absolutely fall apart, even with the changes and stuff to like the laning stage. Sometimes you just don't get a good lane as Shaker, and you spend like 10 minutes farming up lane.
Ooh, that was a good cooldown there. As they won't be able to make anything happen afterwards, but force out the Tombstone.
Oh, speaking of S4, he's chasing Notail into the trees up top. Oh, he can't quite get the damage though. Oh, the okey doke, the vision that AA has, it just lets him dance around him so easily.
Hanskin there, looking for the chase down, gets the dagger off, and S4 the one that finds the kill. Very well played.
That's sick. It's great that he got that kill too.
Yes.
Hanskin didn't like come and end up grabbing that one. You'd much rather get that gold on S4 as fast as you can. As the treads, this is where Shaker like now has hit his stride. Treads are amazing on this hero, very good for the mana efficiency when you're using your totem, and now he's going to try and farm towards that Blink Dagger. Great timing so far. For 9 minutes, this is an excellent start for an Earthshaker.
You can see that like there's a pretty close connection there between all the heroes, and Sumail is trying to get a little bit of acceleration out. Just look at this build. Like, this is the type of build that only exists in Herald gameplay or professional Dota 2 gameplay.
That's true.
Like, the maximum amount of efficiency that you can get is Sumail, and just trying to clear. This is so much gold. Up top, a blink away, Hanskin not going to be able to get anything, and also going to throw an AA blast down bottom as Sumail finishes this one off. Are they going to try?
It's optimistic, I would say. Oh, he might morph down. This is nice time. They have the ward too to try and snipe some stuff.
Okay, no extra vision there.
The thing is, he just can't show now, though, right?
Yeah, until it's done.
It's just it's very frustrating for him. Like, he can't contest Zeb like pulling away the wave or anything like that. So there's some value even when you're not getting a kill. Now, what is S4 up to here? He's lurking around up top here, playing near that ward.
Everything's still looking relatively even as FNG gonna take a little run at it, pops the ulti.
I guess he really thought he was gonna get that slow off, obviously.
Yeah.
Not able to. But they are gonna use that to still pressure mid. Drop the Tombstone too. They just want 1 kill and go.
Ready to make it happen. Notail gonna drop down fairly low. Does have ulti back up again in 5 seconds, but FNG just keeps that pressure on, fully committing for the kill, ends up going down, will cost him his life.
Now, AA, that used to be 40 seconds, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's 60 seconds now. Can't Ice Blast as quick, so that little chuck down to the bottom lane, I said, you know, it's harmless and everything. Well, it ends up just letting the Undying walk it off and just kill him.
I thought that they were going to try and make a more concerted effort towards pressuring that mid tier 1 tower a little bit as the smoke comes out.
Radiant
It was close to a ward, but I don't know if they quite scouted it. But just look at this like movement down towards bottom. Radiant scanning it,
top,
it doesn't quite connect.
They've just given up top.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're fully just saying we don't care, and by doing that, like with the help of the vision behind the tower for Hanskin, Nico Baby's like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna go top. Like,
Yeah.
there's no value for me down here. Great dodge.
Hit too.
There's still some time on the smoke for Thompson, but he still only has the phase boost, of course. Doesn't have like the best way to initiate with his Ravage, and looks like this will just be a little bit of nothing here. He might even reveal on this off board. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, they were smoking.
So, at least in this early going, a trade-off of tier 1 towers, it feels very standard. And oftentimes what ends up happening is these big fights that happen in a little bit of a later stages.
Okay, this is so weird. So Sumail just cleared the 2 camps, right?
Yeah.
And he did it all right before the minute mark.
Okay.
Which is something you don't like. Usually he would have waited there to try and get both camps together for the Maelstrom, but he wants that 15%. He doesn't want to do the stacks and everything.
That's a good point, yeah. Clearing them before they respawn.
Yeah. New Dota.
Very interesting. And there is going to be a Watermelon sitting up in the top lane. This is what we've come to expect and what we know so well from a Tidehunter. It's just standing in the lane saying you can't really deal with us. But they are bringing multiple heroes around here. Limp hanging on to a Haster and has Boots of Travel also, and immediately rushing into the BKB.
This has become a very popular build. Right, just like going into the BKB as soon as you can, allowing you to stand tall, really utilize the right-clicking damage that you're going to get. And of course, you know, it doesn't hurt landing your spells when you're magic immune. It's pretty good.
As FNG will drop the Tombstone, and that sets up for Nico Baby to clear through the ancient stacks.
That was a triple.
Yeah, that was good. But OG pressuring in. They might be running into a timing with this Blink Dagger. Getting finished on S4, coming out right now on the Courier. Are they going to try and go for a fight right now?
Yeah, Seb's a little behind with his own Blink Dagger as well, right? So that's kind of the timing is really good for Alliance at this moment. Last time they tried to force the mid. FNG went for the ulti, he ran down No Tail, but they didn't get any like actual pressure on the tower because the Tombstone was just killed right away. They're going to try that again now with the Blink Dagger here from the Earthshaker. See if they can get a really solid objective, but look who's in behind them.
Oh, and runs into him. Thompson spots it, and that's a great play.
Oh, they just instant smoke again. FNG just pops another one. He's like, all right, we'll try that one more time. Different definition of secondhand smoking.
Oh, and now they're going to run into No Tail. They find him there. Are they even going to find this
no.
kill? He
Oh,
just
no.
does
Oh, the tumbler sword!
He just jumps away. Oh man, that's one of those moments where like you want to make that play as Alliance and go for a big kill, and now it's not going to be the blink reveal you wanted. Still, they're strong.
Yeah, I mean, they still have Ravage, and Sumail's coming in, right? He's got the regen, he's lurking. There is a sentry nearby, so has to be cautious of his movements. He's like, yeah, this is not gaining me gold. I'm going to go back to the Ancients.
No Tail takes down the Tombstone, gets a nice little chunk of change for himself. Walk forward, the rage. Oh, they find him. Able to get the first duel victory of the game on Hanskin.
That looks so weird. Legion just walk. It's like a taunt or something. Just, yeah, hey you. Yeah, come on. She just couldn't help herself. Queen had to fight.
S4 actually just gonna walk in and get the enchant totem onto the tier 1.
So here's the difference. Alliance made 2 different attempts at that mid tower, right? And it didn't even feel strong at all. And now you just have OG a single swoop, and everyone's just here in the timing. Sumail's still farming, right? He's nearby. He can join if something happens because his hero's pretty fast, but they might just be giving this up for free right now.
That's true, and it's really hard to make any move onto Thompson right now with this drum.
FNG's trying to grab that creep wave.
Yeah, they're keeping this.
It's too close though. Yeah.
Well, and obviously you can just.
Yeah, exactly. You can just tank it. Like it's weak enough that it's not gonna matter.
The wraparound though. Smoke now coming from OG. This is dangerous.
The fake back.
They don't know. I don't know if they saw S4 or not. But they walk forward, looking for the duel. Gonna find Hanskin yet again. LSA, great vision. Drop down from S4. Almost gets it. The Ravage is there. Sumail able to clean up in the end, but they took down Seb first.
That was not worth a Ravage. That's gotta feel good for Alliance right now. They want to chase.
Lift up. Pulling him back in. It's some trouble. Thompson, oh! The echo from S4 afterwards catches onto both. Sumail has to get out of there if possible. Heal up coming, S4 down low. He's still so tanky on this Flick's 2,000 HP. Just turns and wants to fight, kills off one. They can't get the LSA connection onto Sumail. And just like that, OG, a little bit of a flub at the start, but they turn around and get some kills.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't click the hero. You start looking at that Clinks, and you're like, oh no, there's no way. Like, you just spent everything,
Dire's
right? First, you
middle
piled
tower is
everything
under
onto
attack.
that duel, trying to save your Queen of Pain, and yeah, sure, she dies being the kill on the Legion, everything looks pretty good, you get your chase down after. They had to just be happy with what they had, but they got that little bit of success, they got a little bloodthirsty, and they paid for it.
It's TI time. I mean, again, it just means that it's even, right? Like, granted, there is still this Clinks that's very strong. Sitting 2,000 HP when he's all stacked up and looking very good. Has BKB almost completed, but we're also approaching that timing. This Morphling has Lincoln Sphere done now. Going towards the Aghanim Scepter next. Nico Baby's timing, playing together with S4 is going to be really hard to deal with for OG.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a must. It feels bad because the Lincolns doesn't do anything versus the AA, really, but obviously it's kind of, you need it with that that addition to the talent. It just makes it so easy to hit the duel.
Blink forward and then dueling, it was all very good. Because I think about that, right? Like, Seb walked forward, linked up to high ground, and then just saw, okay, who's there, and then was able to find a duel onto Hanskin.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's
More pressure.
bottom tower is under
just
attack.
gets glyphed away here by Alliance.
Dire's top tower
Similar
is
pressure
under
up top.
attack.
They're going to glyph as well from OG, so
Radiant's
no one wants to
middle
move.
tower is under
It's the
attack.
message here. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, you got one wave, whatever. And, oh, mid tower, yeah, he just grabs that thing.
Has
So,
fallen.
things, as you said, very even at the moment right now. OG there, they're just kind of playing the flag down, saying, you know, the Legion Commander, right, duels, takes the area. She wants this. This tower's gone. There's no one else up there with Nico Baby, so what's the play?
Dire's
Careful,
top tower
careful.
is
They
under
got vision
attack.
down. They see this. S4 gets dueled. Oh, that was not how that was supposed to go. They get the BKB out from Limp, and I don't know if that's going to be enough. They're just going to turn, fight, take down that tombstone. And S4 just got a little bit ahead of himself, and OG with a good ward down set that all up.
All right, now, Alliance got ahead of themselves last time. Well, OG do the same. It feels like there's not a lot of value here, especially once the Shaker's back. I agree, just poking, keep going until the Shaker returns.
Yes.
After that, probably not a lot to do. Now, at the same time, they also have Queen of Pain was just showing mid. They're not sure where Nico Baby is, but he definitely isn't shown in the base, so there's not a lot of threat to kick OG out, but they'll still respect the Earth Shaker, even after that, that last display.
Things that I feel like you always talk about, being able to find vision with these support heroes. No Tail just drops that Ice Vortex up on the high ground, sets him up to be able to poke away the tower. Again, look at this. A big jump here on the Limp, and they get him just there with the range. The right click's coming through the barrage and the finish. Dude, this Legion duel is silly.
That is painful. They don't have any supports with Chase, so they have an Undying and a Queen of Pain. Like, Queen of Pain can't, like, blink after you and just dagger you or something as a flank, right? That's not something that's going to catch two heroes that make a play like that. That was just a free pick. That was so nice.
That like hard save that we talked about, team speaking. Think about if that was added in with an Ice Blast or what have you. The fact that you just can't play on the map when there is this Legion commander there, it's just so difficult for us right now. All right, down 3,000 gold. Again, not the end of the world. You've still got this timing that's coming forward, but every one of those kills can start to add up. We're 1,000 gold away from Morphling having that Aghanim Scepter completed.
Yeah, it goes back to the fans, right? Getting rid of the Shadow Demon at the end. Like, OG kind of saw that they want to make you pick off blades like that, and that's a hero that can prevent that. Instead, they end up going for the second mid in the Lina and pushing the Queen of Pain back down to the forest. Well, she's going to be forward back with the Spirit Vessel. All right. Be all right?
Yeah, never in doubt. Spirit Vessel, like you're talking about, now going back into the Yule Scepter afterwards. Seb almost has BKB. Way to lock down these games when it starts to look in your favor. Just keep that pressure on from OG.
And what's next on our list? When we have this much map control, and the enemy's hiding in their base.
He's a big guy.
The answer's Roche. That is the answer. Correct. We start prepping for Roche if you're OG. That's the way to go. If you're in that mentality, that's what you want to do. If you're Alliance, you want to say to yourselves, what do we do in terms of getting the Roche? Try and find a good fight. What's our fights look like? You have Earthshaker as Alliance. That's very good. You gotta feel like that's a strong hero to have around the pit, right? OG, they have the AA, they have the Ravage. I don't think you want to try and sneak away the Roche. You want to try and connect the right? Unfortunately, they are in no way going to be in position for that, as they've gone to the bottom to try. They basically say, like, we don't think we can fight. What are we going to get if we think they're roaching? The answer is a tier 1 tower. So they're just going all in on bottom, and they will trade. I think this is pretty good. I don't think the Roche fight goes well for them, and they're not so far behind that they need to go for some sort of like a Hail Mary.
This is going to be something to watch for as well. As
Dire's bottom
they're
tower
getting
is under
Roche
attack.
right as Alliance is getting a power spike.
I
I don't think it's completely outside of the realm of possibility that Alliance,
Radiant's
if
top
they see a good
tower
fight,
is under
decide to
attack.
take that fight. But at least for the moment, they're going to dodge away, try and get out of there. Sumail is chasing a little bit, but I think he's just going to push out the wave. It's time.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's go. Time for some Dota. OG are smoking. Alliance are ready with the Morph Shaker. It's combo time.
Are they thinking about Alliance are holding this area? They feel like OG are going to pressure out
They have
the
such
side.
good vision. I mean, look at it. They have Awe of Sentry. They want the smoke to pop on the other side of the tree. They're so close to being correct, right? Like, OG almost made this move into this area. This could have been so good for them. But now what do? You've laid your trap. You're waiting. Someone to trip on the snare. They're getting closer. There's the change.
Tail,
Nico's
jump
ready.
him right at the start, man. The double. X marks the spot right away, able to catch him. OG have to get out of here. They are caught in a dangerous position. Laguna Blade thrown.
Look at that tide just die. Oh,
Oh
okay,
my
well,
God.
would have died.
Jump in, tries to blow him up. Do they have enough? Oh, can they bring down Nico Baby? It doesn't look like it. Sumail there. BKB out already. Chasing down Thompson, trying to find the finish. A couple more hits, and there's one. Seb takes down another. Limp ends up dying in this, but the dynamic duo of the Morph Shaker is still alive. Chases down, almost gets enough for the kill. They take down another. Nico Baby, the world on his back right now as they want to find it. Echo Slam out. There's a fissure on it too. Great combo comes out from Alliance. A triple kill from Sumail. Does Nico Baby and Hans
No,
can
his
have enough?
time has
Oh,
ran out.
the A blast afterwards though. Has to run. Dodges away. Oh, they can't quite connect. Sumail is down very low. Nico Baby decides he wants to fight. Jumps forward. Finds the Aegis kill. Now, do they stick around anymore? I think Alliance back out.
No, there's no point. There's no way you get that second kill. You're both so low, and you don't have the Shaker, right? Obviously, they took him down, so there's no morphing there. And what was really rough about that fight, I believe, is that he was only 17 when the fight started, so he didn't have the 40-second cooldown on the morph, so he couldn't get a second one after.
That was perfect.
Man, these little moments right here, it's so close. And again, a 4,000 gold lead, but the important part that you saw was that was the fight with the Aegis.
Yep.
OG, they get that little buffer that keeps them, from losing too much, but Alliance definitely winning that engagement.
And all I see is what does that fight look like if Nico Baby has a BKB? And the answer is not good for OG, because he already looked unstoppable. And frankly, they should have had the kill earlier as well on the Thompson, right? But they missed the Sonic Wave.
Oh, and Seb gets hit. Oh, but the BKB comes out, and there's the duel. Oh, finds S4. That is not the hero that you want to lose right at the start of this one. Is Nico Baby still going in? Has to be careful. They have already used the Ice Blast, though. FNG gets dropped down now as well. 40 seconds until Ravage, but Hanskin is also in no man's land. A triple kill for Sumail. OG find the fight perfectly, and S4 just a bit too far forward. They weren't expecting them to be there.
And now he's friendless again. 20 seconds. There's no Shaker here, so they know, right? Nico Baby is just not the same hero without his bud in the off lane. Sumail wants the pressure for that. That was Alliance thinking they had a pickoff play. They thought they had something there that could help put this game completely even and back to it. Instead, we've doubled the lead on OG, and they're gonna grab themselves. But I think maybe even a full set of racks. Thompson, dude, there's still no Ravage right now.
Jump in, they get him right away. S4 is there. They're gonna steal Fissure now also. Oh God, this is really
stuck.
deadly. I mean, can they get him? That's kind of the question now. A Fissure comes out onto S4.
Dude, how do you get away with that?
I don't know. That's crazy. I mean, Nico Baby's looking for an opening here, but you don't have your
Look at
whole
this
roster.
board in the base too.
Yeah.
Just chilling down by those bottom racks.
Makes such a big difference.
If that stays, they're in so much trouble. They've already shown the dives they're willing to go for on
Yes.
this Legion several times, and if anyone is here killing that creep. Wave. They're just going to die.
9K gold lead now. 25 minutes in, OG, those couple of fights, and again, like, it's that BKB coming out from the Legion Commander in that fight down bottom and just not perfectly lining up those stuns together that ends up really putting the punish onto Alliance, losing S4. It's rough.
And, I mean, this could be the game. They have Ravage ready right now for Thompson. One more bad fight, and they can sweep through enough racks that it's just going to feel very, very difficult for you to come back on the side of Alliance. This build from Thompson, the creep waves just vanish, right, between Thompson as well as Sumail. This build's been gaining a lot of steam as well from pubs. Like, Ame's been playing quite a bit, I've seen, where they just like get this really early Agnums on the core tide.
Find one. Can't get
This stolen Fisher just like ends the fight,
yes,
you know?
It really does. Because you can't Lincoln's it. I mean, obviously BKB is good, but you're not quite there from Morph, still a little ways away. Like this timing, you talked about thinking about how that fight looks different if Nico Baby has a BKB, and he just has to go away and farm it. He can't come and fight until that's online. It's too dangerous. Unless they're going to push for high ground, and then it's too dangerous not to do it.
Sumail is 7 levels ahead of Thompson.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Seb has 130 duel damage at this point in the game. Like, Nico Baby just has to go away and farm. There's not really another great option.
This is like how Thompson loves playing Dota, where he just gets to be this big body in front. Like, what are you going to do? They have no way to pressure Ravage.
Just losing racks right now. Alliance definitely on the back foot. This is 2 sets now down, and recognizing they can't fight without BKB. OG just controlling this game here.
I'm trying to find a way where this fight looks good for them. I guess it's straight up just has to be the BKB. That's the only answer, right?
Echo drops down a lot onto Seb. Isn't enough? No, it's not! And they get the dual victory. Seb gonna live through it. Oh, it hurts so bad for Alliance right now, as they will get chased down again. I mean, they're thinking about going in more onto Lip. Lip's in trouble. Lip is gone also. No mercy from the 2-time TI champion.
Did you see Thompson? He pump faked the Ravage to see if he'd make him pop his BKB, but Limp has buyback, so he's going to save it. Knew that he was dead, even if he went for it. I see, like, they were so close to hitting the timing they needed on Alliance, but that one mistake where they jumped by that bottom set of stairs near mid, I think that lost them like their comeback chance, where they just lose 3 heroes for free, trying to get something, because they need, as we said, that BKB on Nico Baby is just necessary for them to play Dota right now.
Of course, this Legion Shard, it's such a great like gaming thing. You have this moment where like you can trap him in with the Ancients, you think you're going to be able to blow him up with the S4 Echo and everything else coming together, and it's just like not quite enough damage. Like if you blow up Seb right there, suddenly things feel better, but this hero, you know, sitting pretty with 24 armor and 2300 HP, it's too much to try and shoot through.
They're trying to take a fight outside their base right now, prepping Nico Baby early with the Morph, and he shows though. And Sumail, okay, he is feeling bold. That looks like a hero with an Aegis the way he's playing right now.
I mean, he has almost 4,000 HP though, to be fair. It's like, can they blow him up? This is, okay, just gonna press the attack, jump forward, Ravage gonna connect onto 3. S4 is gone yet again. There's the duel, the chase down. It's enough for the kill. Nico Baby wants to get some havoc out there. He's gonna take down both of the supports and then try and run out of there. But in the meantime, you're just losing heroes left and right. Maybe a chance. Okay, Seb turns to fight, gonna punch away onto Hanskin. Has to get out of there. Now the chase down. Nico Baby waveforms through. Really good job playing through the vision here, as OG don't have any view of what's happening. Turn now, trying to bring down Seb. A couple more right clicks. Is it gonna be enough though? He's turning with a Paladin sword, doing too much damage to the Echo. It's enough there. Hanskin comes in with the scream. Nico Baby turning, trying to kill off Thompson, finds the kill, and now the jump in, but he dies in the air. Sumail is too strong. The king is back, and he's taking them all down one by one. FNG, the last one left alive. With the exception of Sumail in this game, as the right clicks come through, come give me a high five. You also will die. Pretty play from OG.
Okay, Nico Baby needs to be like the one-man team, and he just did such a masterful job in that team fight, considering the situation they're in. But it is unbelievable how much they have enabled Sumail in this game. I mean, look at him.
He's so
look, he's playing. No fear whatsoever. his level is just he's 18-0-5, guys.
Oh god, Nico Baby forced to pop the BKB. He's still fighting Sumail. They pop the dust, run away. Lordy, stolen Laguna Blade now. Things are looking rough for Alliance here in this game number 1. 20k gold up. Smells like you can pick up the neutral items. That's not my job.
This is gonna be a game to go back and watch the distribution and the way that OG play that, and see if this is how they're gonna start playing a lot of their games in the group stage. Because like Thompson, you know, of course he's used to being like a playmaker and everything, but I feel like this is an even heavier like disadvantage for him in terms of like the way he plays this Tide. Like look how low he is on net worth, and it's fine.
Crazy.
It doesn't matter at all. He's completely doing his job. The whole point is that all of that gold is so much better funneled into Sumail, and the ramp up and the absolute ridiculous speed of XP that he got is crazy.
This hero's still very good in Dota, apparently. You know, the Clink still feels very strong. I think the sort of pedigree that people were giving this hero went down. Oh my god, they're anticipating the movement. Oh, Hanskin's dead as well. They're gonna get the D ward now. They knew that there was vision in this area. One last set of racks. It's a wrap-up right now, unless Alliance can make the biggest of plays. Looking for the fissure. Good jump right at the start. Can they find more? Blows up No-Till, and now the Laguna Blade out. Takes down S4 again, but they have a lot of time left. Jumps up in the air. Triple kill for Sumail. Nico Baby trying to get out of there as they will attempt to chase. There's the TP out. But he won't have a friend to play with when they come up to the high ground. It was a valiant effort from Alliance, but GG called. And just like that, we're going to see OG take the first series. Unbelievable.
Oh, that was so good. Alliance, you know, this was not as one-sided as maybe it would look. I feel like you come back, you look at the stats and the score and stuff, you might think like, you know, Alliance coming out like worked or something here, but not really the case. They had a timing that they were trying to shoot for very clearly with this lineup between the Morphling and the Shaker. That was clearly their whole plan. And they almost had it. Very, very close. Not bad, especially for a first match. But OG on the other side, they also had a plan, and they fully realized their goals here with just getting Sumail off to an incredible start. What did he end on GPM? 845.
It's crazy.
968 XPM.
That's just crazy.
That's going to be like, that could be a record for the tournament, honestly.
21-0-6. Yeah, that might be.
What is it, like 1,000 plus is all we need? So I think that Sumail's getting there, right? I thought maybe a TA might be able to figure that one out or something.
I mean,
but
put him on one of those heroes, why not?
Wow, that looked pretty scary here. Things to change in game 2. I think the support duo for Alliance is very risky. Going Queen of Pain, Undying, the classic no stuns, right? That's where we wound up here. I think it's tough, especially when you're going to do that no stun support duo, but your mid hero is also going like there was no Yules for the Lina. She went for like this very standard build of going like bots into BKB and then like maybe more damage items and everything. She went for a Shadow Blade, which was some later initiation, probably hoping to maybe do something about the Kraken Shell. They had no playmakers until the timing. You need something to buffer into that time.
I think that's what they needed, definitely. Something to buffer into. We're going to buffer into the next game now, so we get ready to head into that one. OG Alliance, the grudge match will continue. But for now, we're going to go to a quick break. We'll see y'all on the other side.
Building destruction, yeah.
disappear.
Very, very good. There's some really good ones down too, like the Sentry moves up from earlier, but that's the reason why each is getting these reps.
Oh.
That initial was from
Try with the jump of the burst. It's out. Mo coming in. The mass save is attempted. Bees come off. Artie's now ready to step back. Monet grabbed at the front of it all. Step on the Morphling. Now was the Necrophos. XSS will slowly get burnt here by Arbed. As there's no amount of healing to save against that. 86. If Borax, he's going to try and blink away, but Arbed slide a fist into the more kills for EG. And they'll tap out. They know that they can't get any more fights like this. GG is called EG. Take
ISS just pushing bottom. When they're doing Roche on the side of Aster, nothing full reaction there. Aster, I like the move that they actually went into the Roche pit, but I feel like they should have just like full out mid portal there. You have to show this. It's all about your timing with this lineup, and you know you're gonna get outskilled versus DG. So.
EG indeed keeping it very chill, and yeah, the second half looking pretty flawless here. When everything came together here for Evil Geniuses, you saw there the aggression, the knowing that they can dive as much as they could and pick apart Aster one by one. We'll see if Aster's able to maybe turn that potential, strong beginning we saw in this game into something a bit more in game 2, where if EG's going
now
to be
rekindled.
2-0 right after this break. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, EG up one game against Aster.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Killing spree!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We're back in, ready for game number 2.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I'm trying to think if we called out one like a song. It felt like the first 15 minutes or so.
My wings are broken.
And then, of course, another massive jump when he got the BKB. Unfortunately, hit one.
Invisibility.
There were any updates about things that were changed. So it does look like there was, in the second time, obviously you trade out.
Well
so
done.
Alliance are going to be the ones that take second pick this time. And OG get Radiant.